Wanderers, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen podcast. Little Friday variety show for you, brought to you by Nick Merkley and Southern Indiana Hardwoods.
Guess who's back? Back again. It's our friends over at Southern Indiana Hardwoods and their Green Mountain Grills. Now, I'm going to do a little digital editing magic and show you this monster sale the folks got going on right now at Southern Indiana Hardwoods. You can get a Peak Prime or a Daniel Boone Choice for a very good price, almost too good of a price. I'm almost worried old Nick is giving away the farm here. Call Nick at Southern Indiana Hardwoods today and check out all the models he's got ready for you. Grilling and smoking season is still in full force and effect. Look like a pro by Labor Day using one of these awesome Green Mountain grills with their even better pellets. Also, if you wanted an inside shot at creating some great barbecue for a certain backyard barbecue competition, well, maybe you ought to try your luck with a Green Mountain grill and win it all.
The Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen podcast coming to you from Smoker's Lounge.
Wondering Dutchmen! Yeah, yeah! The Wondering Dutchmen! Yeah, yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the top-rated show podcast coming out of Holland, Indiana, because there's a lot of competition in Holland. It's the Wandering Dutchman podcast coming to you from the good old Smokers Lounge for a Friday variety show. And if you listen to Wednesday's show, we know the rose-colored glasses are back, but also back is our buddy, Curdy G.
Hello, boys.
So, sitting across from me, we'll do our introductions wearing the pistachio-colored shirt, sponsored by Carhartt, shell-colored, or turtle shell-colored glasses. It's the mustache with the most. The city of Huntingburg top employee for 14 straight months. Because when you hear this, we are into August, and they've already declared him as such. The street department is lucky to have him. The city of Huntingburg is lucky to have him. The motorists passing through our city streets are lucky to have him. Won't be long till he's up there at the deputy mayor's office, shaking hands and taking pictures.
I'm the deputy mayor of the world. What was
Boom.
that show with Michael Joe Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that show?
Spin
Something like that, though. Yeah.
Spin City?
Maybe. It's our buddy, friend of the program. Do you think you could be any more of a top dog for the city of Huntingburg? When there's something wrong in the city of Huntingburg, this is who they call.
Who you gonna call?
Big Mace.
Hey.
It's our buddy, Big Mace.
There's a rubber wang in the sewer grate.
Ooh.
Who you going to text?
Big Mace. Sitting in the middle, feeling himself a little bit with the rose-colored glasses and the turquoise turtle.
Happy to have it all
It's
back
our
together.
buddy, sporting the Southridge Raiders today with the bandana and the hair and the ponytail, whose family's all gone to Michigan. Because I think last time I said you got rid of them, which was probably not good. They're still alive. It's our buddy, David Allen Smoker.
Good day.
And sitting to my left is the voice of the Southridge Raiders, the sports director of WBDC Sports, and our bestest friend in the whole wide world of this program probably would be, actually, you would give Big Mesa running for Employee of the Month at City of Huntingburg if you worked for the City of Huntingburg.
I doubt it.
It's our buddy, Mr. Curdy G.
All right, boys.
Here we go
Back
again.
for a Friday episode, and I'm Esquire. We're happy to be here. What's been going on? Because last episode I blew right through the ice cold opener because
We
I
caught
was
it up in editing. They'll never know.
yeah, they'll never know. But I was so excited to have Curdy G here. We just jumped right into it. Curdy G, from Wednesday to today, anything exciting going on?
Well, a lot of rain, a lot of storms. It just seemed like this is the summer of storms and destruction.
Yeah.
Big Mace.
Yeah.
So it's hopefully everything's all right around the area.
Yeah.
Getting ready for school, getting ready for fall sports to start. So looking forward to all that.
Big fella?
Like Kurt said, it's been raining. It's been hot. Man, it's been humid. The humidity has been absolutely relentless. We poured some, I think we finished up a big project. We got just a couple more sections to go on a walking trail that we've been finishing up here. But the other day we'd poured some concrete, and it was like a 9 o'clock pour, and I do believe it got rained on, which was.
Hey, you got to take it easy on them boys. You got to give them their break. You're pouring concrete over 9 o'clock.
It was a
big fella. What is going on?
It was a contributing factor. The contributing factor of us being super wet was the rain. You know what I mean? But then, like, I had a 2-shirt day.
Oh,
And those 2-shirt days are usually pretty bad days because it is disgusting.
Normally, if it's a 2-shirt day, it needs to be a 2-undie day, but you just ain't got no good way to do it.
No, and I didn't. I mean, we could go to the locker room and change, but then you got to put your pant count all out of line, and the Centos guy doesn't come till Wednesday or Tuesday morning. I mean, it's just a nightmare. You kind of got to deal with the bottoms there, but. Other than that, like I said, the kids have been gone in Gatlinburg with my parents. Soccer is in full swing. We didn't talk about that much on Wednesday, which I'll talk about that a little bit tonight. But the soccer season has begun. Practices are starting. The warden made the big Sam's run, the inaugural Sam's run for as the concessions chair. We got it all stocked up. So got that all ready to go. We're still fighting some battles with our paint machine and everything like that. But,
I feel like it's my duty to let you know that I witnessed a child. He just got used to the flags.
and pulled it, didn't he?
Pulled a couple, so it's probably not back where it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But somebody said, put that back, and he did. And I was like, that ain't where you got that from. But it wasn't my kid to yell at.
Bastards. But anyway, yeah, so we've been dealing with some adversity on that deal, but hopefully try to get that rectified this week. If not, we are But other than that, ready to just cruise on into this show, man.
Well, we've got Mrs. Big Mace over there viewing today, keeping an eye on things, and she let me know after the Wednesday taping there's been a Mr. Bojangles sighting. I don't know if you guys caught that. So
Sure
he's
did.
made it through. He probably got runt out of the ceiling from the heat.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe I do have a leak in there. So we're going to have to get that looked at here soon. Other than that, yeah, soccer's running. School's going to be starting. By the time this comes out, school will have started.
Couple days.
Yeah, we'll a couple days into it, and in the first week, which is wild to me, but it needs to happen. Those kids of mine are becoming unruly.
Yeah, it's ready. It's time.
Yeah, I think while they're gone, I might go get a wiffle ball bat.
Just for beating.
Yeah, like, spray paint
One of
something on
them
there
hard
like the
yellow ones?
enforcer. Yeah.
One of the hard yellow ones.
God, Mike.
We've been taking phones and taking video games, and they've just been at each other's throats, and it's everything you can do.
Have you ever been whipped by one of them banana bats?
My kids can tell you all about it probably if school doesn't start for some reason. On
Hey, are you
Wednesday.
going to drill some holes in it too? Let that air get through there?
I want them to hear it coming.
Actually, it does better if you plastic weld the hole shut.
Oh,
Did you know that? That's
no,
a
sir.
We talked about on the air the other day
Yeah,
the various.
little inside baseball there on the
Beating your kids on 7:30 sports?
Yes, we
Beat
did.
anybody. Beat anybody.
No, about discipline. We always go, you couldn't do that today because of child services. So
For
we got
sure.
into this tangent of the paddle.
Well, yeah.
Because
I swear to God,
Ty's
Al-
mom was an educator and teacher and
Yeah.
different things. And we talked about the old orange racetrack.
Oh, yeah. The
That had been used down through the years on various people.
Heck,
I mean, like in school, I remember they would principals, teachers,
what I was
they
getting ready to
they
say.
would take you in the
Yep.
hall or said deviant in the hall, and another teacher had to come across like of a witness
watch
or whatever.
I had to. My
I mean,
parents.
Can you imagine today?
They sent a paper home permitting corporal punishment.
I don't think we had that option right.
We most certainly did.
Oh,
They
I-
sent that paper
I bet
home.
Al Mihalowicz, if he played
I
tennis,
swear
that
to
son of a
God,
bitch had
that's
the
what I was
best
going to say. I
forehand.
swear to God, that son of a bitch could drive a golf ball a mile.
Yeah.
I mean, that little bastard, that little Turkish bastard with that frickin' paddle hauling off, and he whipped my ass 2 or 3 good times, and then he said, sit down. And then you're sitting there just hovering. You know what I mean? Because you can't, oh, God, like the seams of my blue jeans.
And you got it at home, too, right?
Yeah, the seams of my blue jeans are now tattooed into my ass cheeks. You know what I mean? And I get home and I'm like, oh, she's like, how'd it go? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, what happened today at school? Because they already know. And they're just waiting for you to tell the story. And I'm like, well, I had to go to the office. She said, did you get paddled? And I said, yeah. She goes, damn right you did. Just wait till your old man gets home. You're going to get it again. And I'm like, all right, you know. Man, I was a shithead back in middle
I
school.
tell you what, if there was no greater fear than my mother's words of when your father gets home.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know that Papa Frank just put in probably a 12 to 14 hour day
Doggy.
crawling around in the mud and the muck fixing something.
In the mire.
And the last thing he wanted to do was come home to some shithead kids that misbehave when your only job is to go to school and get good grades. And, you know, luckily it worked out for me. Didn't have to explore that option too much. I had an older brother that was a little bit dumber that tested the waters. Learned pretty quick. So, but yeah, that's good. That's good. The kids do need to go back.
Yes.
I don't have anything exciting. I'm ready for them to get back. Coaching soccer, which is another feather in the cap, Curdy G. I've damn near coached about everything. I may coach cross country next. I don't know.
God.
If I can ride around in the cart and drink beers and but
Start smoking cigars, carrying the Hot Wheels track.
There we go. And hey, that's the ice cold opener brought to you by Celebration Ice.
Celebration Ice, the ice with attitude. If you're going to be spending your Friday nights tailgating high school football, you need to make sure you keep things nice and cold. Enter Celebration Ice. You don't want to show up to the tailgate with subpar ice from some other garbage ice company that claims to be the best. We only use Celebration Ice here in the lounge for a reason. Crystal clear and super cold. The only way we'll have it. Make sure your next bag of ice says Celebration on it.
The ice with attitude, because Curdy G, we say, if it ain't Celebration Ice, then
What are you buying?
oh, there we go. The PG version.
That's right.
Hey,
It's in the freezer right there.
it is.
Celebration
That's
night.
what it is. Well, here we are on this Friday. Trying to think about things. So when this airs, the Raiders will be scrimmaging. We talked a little bit high school football last week, but what I kind of wondered this as we were talking about it. Obviously, you cover the big three: football, basketball, baseball, and softball when the schedule permits. But is there like a sport you wish you could watch more in the fall or even getting into the winter and spring that you don't normally cover?
Yeah, I like them all because like the players transcend each sport. I mean, you got multi-sport athletes at Southridge, and a lot of the stuff, like volleyball is really cool to watch at a high level.
Their biggest rule saver was when they went from the rally score, like for high school.
Right.
Because I couldn't imagine being there for the old scoring way where you had to,
Serve to score, or
Yeah.
you had to be the serving team to score.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Played at 21.
Yeah.
And then you had to win by 2.
Yeah.
That got
Yeah.
dicey at times.
Yeah.
As far as, I mean, then, but I think now because it's to 15 or whatever it is, anybody can score at any time. I think it's a 5.
I wonder
set
how in the
deal,
hell
best of 5.
I wonder how in the hell you would call a volleyball game.
There's a lot of people that are really good at it on the radio doing it.
Really?
Like Greg Bateman, my buddy from Lagodi. They've done it forever. Really, really good.
I could hear
Yes.
him doing it. I could imagine you going bonkers on a huge
It's
spike.
hard
well, sure.
Well,
It's
I mean,
got to be
it's-
hard because you got to call the whole volley.
because
and
it goes fast. But they tell you to skip a couple of steps.
Mhm.
And it's the players. That's the easy part there.
Right.
There's just 6 out there, but
That's
that's a tough
bump
sport.
to Lindemann, then you got a dig by Smoker, and then a nice spike by Mason.
He said you skip it. He said you
Well,
skipped
and-
some.
Well, here and there, you know.
And like soccer, that's tough to call because
Oh,
the field
yeah.
is so
So
big and the
huge.
numbers are
Yeah.
small, and it's just and sometimes there's not a lot of action.
Couldn't imagine it.
But yeah, so I
And
mean,
it'd
I like
probably-
all the sports. It's pretty cool out there.
It'd probably be hard to hold your tongue when that kid fell down with the fake injury for the third time.
Yeah.
That would be tough.
Trying to stop the clock in the soccer game because they're down by 1 and the ball's in your half.
Hey, speaking of crazy situations, I don't know if you guys are familiar with rugby, but the women's sevens rugby team won their first medal. And you watch this last play, it's basically the analogy I saw was like a 99-yard touchdown drive. That would be it. When you're inside your 5-meter line and they basically bust through the center and this girl just stiff arms and then just heads to the house. You got to watch it because it's an amazing replay. And the version I saw was in Spanish. No clue what the son of a bitch was saying.
But you got the gist of
But
it.
he said it with such energy and excitement where I was like, don't know what he said, but I got the feels. I don't know if you watch much rugby.
I don't know anything about it. How about that?
Tic Tac, you see?
Yeah. Could you imagine that? Did you watch the TikTok I sent you? The Haka, the New Zealand team getting ready to play France, and those dudes all jacked up doing that.
Yeah, but it's more intimidating when it's the rugby guys.
That's what I'm saying. It was
It
a
was
rugby
rugby.
team.
But I saw it where it was like the New Zealand basketball team, and they did it to
No, I literally sent you a TikTok. You didn't watch it.
no.
Unreal. Yeah.
I got things going on, man.
I, you know what I was thinking that whole time? Not a single one of them scared me.
I don't know, dude.
I bet they all got bad knees.
Some of them,
Bad knees.
some of the necks on them some bitches. I wouldn't want to climb them trees. I tell you that.
I bet Coach B'd love to have a couple Samoans move in where their legs
God,
are
yeah.
tree trunks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need some move-ins.
Yeah. No.
That was like that kid from Good Golf when they were up at the resort.
Big Mo.
Big Mo.
Yeah.
Super nice dude.
Calves like cannonballs.
He wasn't any taller than the shelf over there
Yeah.
where the coffee pot sits. But he bigger than a house. I bet he could squat a house.
He's a giant.
That was unbelievable.
He was
that
2 inches taller. He'd have been round.
Yeah.
that was a great day up there. I mean, the people that were up there, I didn't expect the crowd. I mean, you guys probably did being up there and working, but I loved it. It came out really good on TV. The
Well,
good tour.
Oh
and,
yeah, the
and then
peacock. And,
and
the
I'm
coverage.
watching, and all of a sudden I see this big bearded guy in a cart, and I had to text him right away. I said, "It had to be you."
Yeah. It was
That's what we did too. I
Yep.
said, "Look at this big, beautiful son of a bitch."
I was just there doing my job.
Security.
Somebody sent me like a screenshot where like I'm holding like, what the hell are you holding back? What are you holding back? I was like, I don't know. I was just like kind of the line.
No,
there
he
for
said
everybody.
he said those dudes just like left their phones and their shit in their carts and stuff like that, and like their spectators walking through everywhere like that. He said granted the people that are going to go up there probably wouldn't do that, but
I don't. We had a
some sketchy
couple.
cats.
Alcohol intake was up, especially on the front nine, because if you know anything about the die, the closer you are to the clubhouse, that's where most of the people stayed. Once we went back, you had some dedicated followers, but you had a few times where people were eyeballing, what was going on just to see, or oh, hey, there's a golf ball there. I'm going to take that golf ball, or a glove or something like that. Probably not taking a guy's phone, but one of those things. But yeah,
Right.
it was a blast. It was funny because that ESPN shared it out when somebody yelled at Alex Caruso. No, not Alex Caruso. I'm getting my white NBA players mixed
Austin
up.
Reeves.
Austin Reeves about the Celtics or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I was there for that. Like, I remember him rolling by.
Mm-hmm.
Which, did you hear that on the show where I admitted to my faux pas?
Mm-hmm.
It was so bad. Got my white NBA players mixed up. I was like, hey, really enjoyed you on Pardon My Take. He's like, oh, when was I on there? Oh, shit.
Stereotype much?
Yeah, that's what it is. Got my white NBA players mixed up.
No, that was quite impressive by the old folks at French Lick. That was
Yeah.
cool.
And those guys, I mean, when you have a brand like that, that's just amazing how it's come up to be what it's. I mean,
And 20 years ago, without the advent of social media, that stuff never.
It doesn't happen.
never
It
makes
doesn't exist. That's what I mean. Like some of those kids that I'd played golf the day after, or like sometime after that had happened, and one guy had a good hat on, or some of the merch that they were selling up there, and I'm like, no shit, where'd you get that? He's like, I went to French Lick. And I'm like, really? And he's like, oh, yeah, dude, it was awesome. I said, did you see Lindemann? He's like, oh, yeah, he was right in the middle of it, right in the thick of it, and it's like, I got to think to myself, like, why in the hell would you go up there and watch golf? You know what I mean? But then I guess, with just something to do with that YouTube following and that.
Oh, people watch their videos all the time.
That whole thing. Yeah.
Yep.
I wasn't familiar with him. I mean, I didn't know about him. Like, even last summer, they were up to play up there. And a couple of the girls in the office, they were like, oh, my God, that's Garrett Clark. It's like, who in the hell is Garrett Clark? Like, oh, I don't know, maybe 500,000 followers. Like, he's kind of leading edge on this guy. And the only one that I knew was, they call him AJ, but Albert Pujols Jr. Pujols' kid. And I was like, oh, yeah, he kind of looks like Albert Pujols.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he's part of the crew, and he looks exactly like Albert, but I don't know how tall Albert is. I think Albert, just by watching on TV, maybe he's 6'1", 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, not very big.
But his son he's just a little bit taller than that shelf over there that holds the coffee pot. Like,
really?
He's not a very tall guy. Big, he's stout, but he's not very big at all.
Surprised them girls were getting starstruck working with Casey Lindemann from the Wondering
Oh,
Dutchmen
my
podcast.
gosh. Yeah,
That's quiet.
I get a lot of
He did
questions.
say, did you hear him on the show when we were talking about the good? Whenever he said the guy came up and asked him if he was one of the guys in the Dutchman, and Casey had no idea who the dude was.
no clue he was. Took a picture.
Love it.
That's awesome.
It's a
I
wild
didn't mean to
set.
hijack that, but I just thought that was a great day.
It was fun, and all those people are so nice. Like, how many photo requests like Paige Sporonic got is unreal, and like they all oblige. And there was one guy, if he's a fan of the show, sorry, but he stalker behavior. Like, guy showed up non-golf gear, had her sign a magazine, which is unusual. And then he just kind of followed from like a certain distance.
Wow.
He was all on our radar. I've not worked a whole lot of security, Curdy G, but I was well adapted to eyes on that guy
dialed in.
because he's for sure.
He's moving
Maybe
in.
you should work for the government.
Well,
Locked.
don't get me started on Secret Service agents.
Right. Anyway,
We've had that. We've had.
Have you
that
been
thing.
watching that shit?
I watched it today.
Oh my God, that one
Where
dude.
else can you go at somebody like that without getting punched?
No, it is unreal.
Can you imagine that somebody probably looked at him before all this started and said, "Hey, I'm about to eat your lunch on national television, and you're going to take it. Enjoy."
I'd like it
Yeah.
on
Please,
the
sir, may I have another?
on the chin.
Yeah. I just think
It'd be worse than you could probably. Was it like some old person grilling him?
no, it was Josh Haley out of Missouri. He's probably mid-40s.
To a CIA guy?
Well, it was a bunch of guys.
To a Secret
Secret
Service.
Service. So the Secret Service guy probably could have like kicked his ass.
Oh, without a doubt.
And he's just
Yeah, just a little nerd.
isn't that a shame? Selling your soul and self-respect.
To the devil.
Dang.
I don't know. We
That's
try not
fine.
to get into politics.
Yeah, that's right.
Till
Yeah,
we
we
do.
do.
Yeah.
And then we get into it. We talked about it last week. I think it's airing this week. How in such a short time, everything just got turned up on its head since the debate. It is just unreal.
Yeah, going 100 miles an hour.
It's unreal. It is unreal. Big fella, you got anything going on?
No, not really. Other than work, I mean, just like I said earlier in the ice cold opener there, the humidity has just been insane. Today,
Chafing season.
going back to the
Season.
going back to the storms. So after lunch, heading out for the second half of the shift, and we were up by Progress Boulevard. Well, I think it's actually called Veterans Parkway now. The bypass.
Yep.
Watching that storm come in, wild. How dark those clouds got. And then round 2 this evening, we stopped up here at Bob's Liquor to get some refreshments for this evening, and the wall cloud that was coming in was spectacular. The warden got out and took some video of it just because it was so pronounced and so awesome. Like,
Yeah, I snagged a few photos too.
yeah, I didn't know if you knew it or not, but the warden is actually a trained weather spotter. Did you know that?
Did not know that.
Yeah, she
It's
is.
good.
Trained weather spotter.
Is there a meteorologist at WBDC?
We all do it.
Oh, there you go.
You should know this too, especially in the spring. It's the first thing you look at.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you do with softball
Yeah.
or kids stuff.
Yeah,
It's,
seeing what's going to happen,
I mean,
whether
most-
or not you're going to be busy that evening or
yeah,
not.
it's
I'm
it's in the weather thing. You're just involved, just all the time.
I'm the unofficial meteorologist here on Smoker Hill.
Yeah.
Always sure to warn Mrs. Smoker that she could probably expect a couple inches. Half the time it's bullshit, but just hope for the best.
Do you? Well, it was funny because you texted me like, "Hey, with the storms come."
Yeah.
Attaboy. You're like, guy's going to be in it. And I was like, we've rode out a lot of storms here at Smokers Lounge.
No shit.
Like,
Luckily,
I
Cody
would-
was here that night.
Some real good
Like
ones.
at night where the tornado rolled through, we were like, should we go inside? We're like,
The TV,
it's
Kurt,
good.
like you could see the TV flexing and the ladder and shit over here on the wall. Like the whole freaking wall of the shop was kind of jiggling around. And then like the hail, you could hear the hail on the roof and shit. It
that
was
episode,
wild.
you could hear it in the
Yeah, I
like,
didn't-
we probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be soft or anything, but I just texted you and said, "Are we still on tonight with the weather?" Because it's like
Yeah.
they said, it did not look good.
It can get dicey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Evansville TV, sirens going off in the background, and Wayne Hart had the sleeves rolled up.
That's what he said. The shit must be getting real because
Yeah.
old Wayne's got his sleeves rolled up.
Yeah.
Jack it off.
Yeah.
Now, do you have because you're in the business, do you have like a favorite meteorologist? Are you a Jeff Lyons guy? Wayne Hart? Who's the other one? There's
Byron
a couple-
Douglas.
Yeah.
I like them all. They're all good dudes.
Have you met them?
Yeah, for the most part.
I had stood in line at Bandana's barbecue one time with Wayne Hart, and he's ripped.
Really?
Yeah. He was a gym rat. Like you could definitely tell he worked out quite a bit.
Gosh dang it! What was the weather guy's name up in Terre Haute? Little guy with a bow tie.
No,
Kevin Orpert.
Kevin Orpert.
That is a hell of a pull right there. God
Dude, I watch. I'm
Heck
a
yeah.
news nerd. Yeah.
I like that guy. There's some
A
stories
news
about
nerd.
him.
That's awesome. It's almost like he's been in the game for 30 years.
It's wild. You have been.
He just
I'm
retired
waiting
a
for
few
our
years
buddy
ago.
Mitch to do some weather.
Heck yeah.
Mitch Party?
The personality hire.
He's probably more
Do
into
you think he sent save the dates for the wedding and we didn't get one?
we probably didn't make the cut.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was getting married.
Yeah, you do because we said, hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
That's an operation.
When are they getting
Maybe
married?
they've been
though?
drinking.
It's probably they're probably one of those couples that they're waiting
They're going to elope.
10 years to get
How's
married.
that going to work? Them working at different shops.
Oh, that's a house divided there. Because
I
she
mean,
works.
like Mitch go, he's like got this story idea. Usually you share things like that with your significant other. but
Oh, and you don't want
Yeah,
to
I've
steal
seen
that.
it's
Anchorman.
like
Steal
he
that
tells her,
pitch. Steal
he
that
tells her
pitch.
next thing you know, Claire's
She's
out
on the
door.
story.
She's out the story.
Gosh, that is.
You-
Mitch, you got to
it's-
protect yourself.
You
It's been
trifling
happening.
ass.
It's happened before in different.
I bet you they get picked up by
Markets.
the same person. Just
Yeah.
that's a not a gimmick, but that's a sellable.
Oh,
Option
yeah.
there.
Wouldn't that be wild
They're
if they
both
were
really good. so I
anchor,
can see
anchor,
that.
co-anchor type deal, like husband and wife on the stage? Or
Could you
Oh,
imagine
and I-
working with your spouse every
Not a
day?
chance.
And I pass it over to my
My wa-
husband who forgot to put the seat down this morning.
my wife, we work
To
together.
the warden, I mean,
We worked together in the soccer shed today, and I looked at her at one point because I was not putting the popsicles in the freezer right, and I said,
How many ways is there to put popsicles
exactly.
in the freezer? Okay.
And I said, there is no way. If you were my boss, I would quit. And she said, you are the laziest human being I've ever met.
How can you say that about the 13-time City of Huntingburg employee?
Speaking of that,
Huntingburg?
how does the golf outings go between you and
Well,
the warden?
so that's
They're going to either end up fighting, love making, or not talking to
so
each
that's
other.
pretty dicey. So it's happened before where, matter of fact, it happened Sunday when we played together where, am I a good golfer? Absolutely not. Have I spent time with good golfers? Yes. Has people tried to give me pointers to improve my swing? Without a doubt. So when I see obvious things that she's trying to doing wrong, I'll say, hey, why don't you try to do this? And like at one
Quit
point,
mansplaining, Mace.
right? And at one point, she
Zachary David, I don't need you to mansplain how I need
she
to swing
had
this putt.
missed the ball, and like I automatically did like look at the trees or what, just completely did not look at her, and she just looked at me and she's like, don't even say a word, you know what I mean? I'm like, hey, okay, I'm all good. But she is an ultra competitive person. So anytime that, mainly me, like if I'm just maybe a little bit better than her at something like it, yeah, she doesn't take it very well. But we try to have fun with it.
Yeah,
we make it work.
Cheryl and I, we golf a lot together, and she's a pretty good player.
Yeah,
especially driving the golf ball. So our new thing now is we just play a 2-person scramble. So neither one, she doesn't have to hit her ball every
That's
time.
exactly what we do every time we play.
And,
we play best ball every time.
And you'd be amazed how many times Cheryl knocks it to 100 yards, and I'm flipping a wedge in there.
Yeah,
and this is pretty. It's a good way to play.
She's got good hands. She can putt. But I'll usually try to get us there, and then she'll really show up.
So I'm the only one in the room that doesn't, like, Janelle has never showed an interest in, like, there's been people ask me, and I'm like, kind of learning this late in the game, it would be tough because her sports, being the proud Du Bois graduate that she is,
very limited.
Well, not a whole lot of hand-eye coordination. When you talk about track being the big thing, and nothing wrong with track, but not the hand-eye coordination. And I fear for my
Is that
children.
why I'm bad at golf? Because I didn't play sports.
No.
But it's a good activity. It's a good activity to do.
It would be nice to bring her out especially because we want Zoe to play. Obviously there's some scholarship dollars out there someday.
Send
We don't
her
know
out
how
there
college.
for women's league. Jenna made it sound like that's more just good old
Golf is a great sport to get youngsters involved in, especially if you want to go play.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, these my buddies are, they're taking little Jenny and Johnny 500 miles to play travel baseball or softball. I go, stop right there. Teach them how to golf, and you'll be able to play 5 days a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you take,
I'll just play while you're practicing.
Well, no, just let your wife do whatever, she needs to do, and you give her a break, and you take Jenny out to play golf, and you'll play every night.
Yeah.
I was complaining about that to Janelle. I was like, because Zoe will be 7 next year. And what age does the MFL Foundation tournament start at? 7. And I was like, there's no way I would take it. Well, you were supposed to take her out this summer. And I go, if I start taking her out to the golf course 2 or 3 days away, you're going to bitch that I'm gone all the time.
Yeah,
That's the trap.
Yeah,
that's the trap.
Take her with you.
I know I need to. Well,
The warden, I meant.
Oh.
Just
load the whole cart up. Yeah, they love
they would love
that. My kids, you've seen them out there early before the tournament. They love golf cart rides. They love hitting the hill at 100 miles an hour.
Oh,
You know, you go out there, have some high noons or something, drive a buggy.
Yeah, that's true.
You got your speaker that you picked up from your daggone Pro-Am, so you can have, Kids Bop 23 or something going on there.
Yeah, just play some tunes. Yeah, that's exactly.
Kids Bop.
That's exactly what the plan is going to be. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm ready to get into fall, though. I'm ready for chilly nights.
Mm-hmm.
I got to ask you a question, though. Am I possibly on the roster if somebody can't make it in for color on football games?
Oh,
Not a chance.
What?
You're not a football guy.
Yeah,
I'm going with the
No.
lineman next.
Yeah, you're not a football guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stay in your-
I support everything.
Stay in your lane.
Now,
Stay in your lane.
did you have a good time when you did the
I'm
Southridge
upset.
Forest Park game?
I'm upset we couldn't do it again.
Yeah.
I felt like I upset you or let you down.
Cloud 9.
Ask these guys. I got worried. I was
The
like,
only
I guess
bad thing about it, it's like it seems like you go out there every night. It's like 40 degrees.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
That's
rain.
early baseball there. Yeah, it's I told those guys, I was like, maybe I didn't do a good job like I thought I did good, but Curdy G has a call again.
Well, we had. I mean, there wasn't very many other games. I don't think.
Yeah, not
But-
just with everything, but yeah, I
Did a great job. I mean, That was on like a no hitter, right?
Yeah. That Keaton Allen came out and pitched a no.
You did great.
Hey, it was a blast. Well, and you don't realize like it's such a frantic mode to try to get ready, and then to be up there. We talked about it, like all 7 innings and not have to pee. The fact that you were drinking something, I was like, I had the conversation. I was like, I'm not taking anything up there to drink because if I got to pee, I don't know how you just.
Well, like I said, then you could go and do your business and come back. And if I had to, then you would have taken over the broadcast. And you would have been right on the spot.
Right at boy. I don't know if I
You know what? That's like throwing a kid into a pool and learn how to swim.
Sink or swim, baby.
I mean, there's some people I could do that with, and you learn how to do it real quick, and you'd be surprised how quick you would
catch it up
because you know baseball. But anyway, I'm glad you had fun.
Oh, blast!
We'll do it next spring.
What was there one moment this year in any of the sports that sticks out for you where you're like, oh, that was pretty cool? Or
Southridge winning the basketball sectional.
Yeah,
that was amazing. Beating that outfit from North Davies in the opening round was great.
Yeah,
they got Johnny Wooden Jr. coaching, and he knows that. It was great, and our guys were awesome.
That was an absolute electric environment.
And then we took on Lincoln, and that was a hard fought. And then beating Princeton on their home court.
Yeah,
down at the half, and we hit like 5 threes in the third quarter, and just flipped the deficit into just
one of the poor. Was it one of the twins that were
Terry twins?
Were there twins this year on Princeton? Or
yeah.
And one of them was like puking in the trash can real deep into the fourth quarter.
See, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, because you couldn't. But yeah, one of their studs was puking in the trash can very deep into the fourth quarter because he knew it was over. It was. I could imagine it being pretty emotional.
And the way the Coach Haywood brought that team on, and
he's a dude.
Yeah, they had some injuries,
and
dude. Just and incorporated the Southridge way of doing things, and he coached them hard, and he doesn't put up with much. That's the thing. You get what you demand, and
that's right.
And they bring all 5 starters back this year, plus some guys 6, 7, 8, and 9 are going to push. If a guy don't want to play a certain night, get over here and sit next to me. And that's the best.
We got it.
That's the best thing a coach can have on the side.
Having depth is
sometimes
very important.
You look in these, these athletic endeavors, and players are pretty smart. They know they can dick around because you're going to put him in. Yeah. You're going to put that guy, what I mean? And they know it.
I know
they're not
exactly
dumb.
what that looks like.
They hold the coach hostage, and they know it. But when you have depth and you can, then the coach is in charge.
Yeah, that's and I tell you what, like his coaching style, it's kind of very reminiscent. Our buddy Teddy Hoops, I don't want to say an aggressive coach, but Teddy Hoops for a little guy, pretty fiery.
Oh yeah.
Well, the things that he's done with Coach Haywood, incorporating some things, Craig Pope and Coach Tooley and Coach Wheel. I mean, they had a perfect
You're not going to meet any more passionate Raiders than that squad.
Yeah, they just brought it all together, and all of them brought different things to the table, and it culminated into a great sectional championship, and just came up short against Bossy, and Bossy got a guy eligible with 6 games to go, and that guy ended up beating us. I mean, basically, but. It was great to play the regional back at Huntingburg, and it was a good season for hoops. And
it definitely is. It's great to see, like obviously with anything, but like when you get a winning season and you get a team that can play, you know what I mean. The crowd grows, the atmosphere is more electric. It's just more fun to go to basketball games.
Well,
it's more fun to go to football games.
And to be honest,
baseball.
We talked about it before. I mean, overall, hoops has struggled.
Yes,
here
terrible. And it's much turnover in the coaching staff.
And
it's been a nightmare.
I mean, we've had great runs in baseball and football and different things. So it was good to see basketball get back where they need to be, and hopefully that'll continue. But that was a big highlight.
Yeah, you almost forget about it. It seems so long ago.
Yeah, it does.
That was that was March.
Calling all grill masters and barbecue aficionados. It's the 2nd annual Wondering Dutchmen Backyard Barbecue Contest on September 14th at the Holland Fest in Holland, Indiana. Gather your team, your secret rubs, marinades, and smoking techniques for a chance to win amazing prizes and bragging rights as the ultimate barbecue champion. Whether you're a seasoned pit master or a backyard novice, all skill levels are welcome. Check-in is Friday, September 13th at 9. Judging and awards will be on Saturday afternoon. Now, you can go to our website, wanderingdutchmen.com, and find a link to get all the finer details and the rules and then enter your team. Now, don't forget to come out early on Friday night. At 8 o'clock, our favorite band Overboard takes over the stage, and the Dutchmen are going to be hanging out, mingling with the folks in the crowd. We'll be in the beer garden. We'll be in the family picnic area that's attached to the beer garden. It's going to be a good time for everybody. Now, remember, there's only 15 teams, so don't wait. We hope to see you there.
We've got a little. You and Mrs. Curdy G gonna venture over to Holland September 13th for our boys Overboard?
That would be good. I heard those guys the other day.
Oh yeah.
They were very good on the podcast. And
Well, you should have heard the karaoke afterwards.
Oh boy.
Dave flexed the pipes a little bit.
Oh my God. Alan.
wind
is he going to get on? Are you going to get on stage?
I've been, my fingers are getting callousy again. I've been trying to practice the guitar and get brushed up on some stuff, about 20 minutes a night, at least 5 nights a week. Hoping to cover one of their breaks maybe, instead of letting them play the Spotify for a while, get up there and play some tear-jerking country.
I'm more interested in like when it shuts down and what's going to happen Friday night into Saturday morning.
Well, I mean, we're going to retire back down to the log cabin area to check
Where
on
be
our
peace and quiet.
Yeah, we're going to check on all of our the meat smoking.
Did they give you guys rules?
Yes, very strict rules.
Yeah,
Lots of T's to cross and I's to dot.
Eyes the dot. Yeah,
there's health code things. We got a lot of things we're gonna have.
it's
When you run a professional operation.
It's just say it's no free for all. I mean, there is. We gotta walk the line.
Now, if you were on the outside looking into this operation,
I mean, you might
you
think.
would maybe think it's a free for all.
Well, you know what? If you're coming back for year 2, it must have went great.
That's right.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, well, hell, they hoodwinked us into sponsoring Friday night entertainment, so I don't know if that's
Just wanted you to.
That's 2
sponsor.
times we got that this year.
At least we
well, one hoodwink.
At least we got to pick, though. It's not
Yeah.
like, hey, we want you to sponsor
Right.
Surprised you.
the tribute band to Mansheim Orchestra, Trans-Siberian, whatever it was.
Hey, we'll do it, but we're
It
bringing
had
our
to
boys
be.
from Overboard.
It had to be way better than them frickin' jokers last year with the
what was it?
damn Sony boombox and a
yeah.
bunch of old MTV videos.
MTV After Dark or something. I
Man,
don't
that
know.
stunk.
That was tough. Well, but entertainment's expensive.
It is. We
On
know
that
all about it.
On that side, like what we've got going on, just at the resort, seeing some of the numbers those people demand, it is, I don't know.
Unreal.
Bare Naked Ladies is going to be a good show in October.
Oh,
they're coming to the resort.
Yeah.
Probably almost as good as
Are
Overboard.
you bouncing? If that's
I'll be
where-
there, yeah.
Running security.
Oh, that's where I have all my security experience from. Yeah, they'll be
Working
up
the
there.
door.
How does a
Shirt
fellow get
tucked
on
in.
as like security staff? Like maybe I should just come
Do
up
they
there and
use
listen from
do
the
they use
doors.
staff employees, or do you guys hire a third party?
Oh, all associates. We don't hire any outside.
So I could volunteer though and come
so-
stand with you. Look tough.
Yeah, you could.
So are you going to have a role at the Corn Ferry event?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm trying.
They might have to roll me back to the truck by
Caddy?
the end.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
We
I'd love to. I'm trying
better
to get
to go to that hospitality tent again.
Oh my goodness.
Hopefully it works.
I'm trying to get my way into Pro-Am.
Of course you will. And your
You need to
shopping
get all of us into the pro.
your shopping experience. And do you know how much time we heard about that?
What's that?
Oh, his
You know how much
Pro-Am.
money he got to spend at the
Yeah,
pro
yeah.
$500 shopping spree.
Well,
at
hey,
Nashville.
let me give you a little
unlimited
update.
booze.
So these, the Bloody Mary on the white
Yeah,
shirt.
I remember that.
That's a tough spot.
You know what?
Not
That's
a-
what you get.
not
a-
Rather than-
yeah.
You got to go buy your
Karma's a
own damn
bitch.
shirt.
I
You
can't.
bearded
Yes, I just wanted
bastard.
to know if you were on some kind of detail for the.
I'm gonna try to find a way. I'd love the thing of it is I got to talk to our buddy Red, friend of the program Red,
Awesome.
and be like, hey,
We need a media
seriously, like,
pass.
well, that. But if there's a guy coming up that doesn't have a caddy and he's not in contention but he's playing, I'll hang out with him for a few days. Like I know the course.
hang out with him. That doesn't say walk 18.
You
for
got to
4th
carry
Street.
his bag on that freaking goat ranch.
Well,
There's no
No,
way you're
whoa,
gonna
whoa,
make
that's
it.
not a goat ranch.
Go ahead. It's far from a goat ranch. Maybe we'll drop a couple clubs along the way. Like, hey, we don't need this. Like his snack bars, his waters. I don't know. It's a
Casey will just go by all the clubs. He's pretty sure the guy's
Have
going to
you ever
need.
seen a pro
Strategically place them through
a
there.
pro golf bag? It's got
it's unreal
everything
what they
in
got in there.
Yeah,
it. Yeah, I mean, you don't forget the rain gear.
right.
Invariably, it's going to rain.
Yep.
Mhm.
Umbrellas,
Just-
snack bar.
You know where you don't get rained on? The hospitality
Clubhouse.
tent.
Amen, brother.
The hospitality tent.
Yeah.
And we got to talk to Red.
I hope
Yep.
to get to go this year.
We did that last year, and it was a cool deal down in Victoria. That
Yeah,
was really awesome.
It's man, you couldn't pick any better courses in Victoria.
Mhm.
Now the die for that event, and it's kind of sad that it's leaving Newburgh, but it's time that it moves up
Oh,
here.
it's time because I mean,
It's time.
from what I've gathered down there at Victoria, that's kind of a
that corporate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
make a prediction.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Stormy Network or whatever.
I'm gonna make a prediction. In the next 10 years, that thing will come back up for sale, and somebody local will buy it, and it'll turn it back to the Victoria when it was first opened up.
What you reckon a golf course costs? 6-7 million?
No,
More?
no,
that one.
I've never
with-
seen it.
So with Victoria, with the clubhouse, the facilities, the cottages on the side,
cottages.
I would say you're probably looking at anywhere from 20 to 25 million.
Those things are hard to run.
It is.
Everybody thinks, oh, this, we'll buy a golf. Try maintaining that.
Oh, my
Just with the
God.
great work that they do at Huntingburg and at Muni and at Sultan's and at
You
all
got to
the
have an
French Lake
incredible
properties.
staff to be able to take it.
It's you just I mean every turn
Yeah.
there's something that you've got to pay for.
Well, how
You've
many?
got-
When I was on the board up there at Huntingburg, like country club, like Ted would, well, we got this stuff growing in on the green. We don't know what it like.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get this and get that and kill it and do this the thing about it is, and I know like a lot of people used to ask, or maybe they do anymore, but like, hey, when's is HEC ever going to get another 9? It's like, you know what? I'd rather you be able to take care of 9 really, really, really well than
Which they do.
half-ass 9 and half-ass another 9, because you see that at some places too.
Most definitely, but I mean, you look at the staffs around like this county with the courses, they're not big staffs. Then when kids go back to school and the amazing work that the superintendents do,
Yeah,
I mean, Christ, I mean, sometimes you don't get to your mowing at home.
yeah.
Try that massive lot of, and that's just
Daily
not mowing.
water.
Everybody
Now,
just,
you know,
pruning.
yeah.
did you know that employees play free golf?
Now, I do know that, and I've been thinking about what I can do out there as a voluntary type of thing to try to. But I still can't play league, I bet.
No, you cannot. No,
You got to have that membership.
you got to have it.
Gosh.
I didn't realize. I guess I forgot all about you mentioned Muni, but having a membership. I just kind of forgot all about them having one, because I just think of them as being with the city, because the parks department takes care of that, right?
Yeah, well, they have their own staff.
Yeah,
It's a city of Jasper
yeah.
under
See,
the umbrella
'cause I-
of Park and Rec.
I bought one 2 years ago because, like, I'd love to golf there, and it's perfect. I work 2 blocks away from it. But the boys like to golf, and Jenna likes to golf. And I said, if you guys would come meet me, like after work,
Yeah.
let's do it. But I don't want to drive all the way home
No.
and then go all the way back to like 3 minutes from where I can't start it at.
Right.
And
To
I
go
just
do
don't
it.
think we can.
Man, and they hit a home run with their new driving range.
I heard that. It looks
It
pretty
is.
nice.
I've been
It
going out
seems
there at
nice.
lunch.
It's really
and there.
neat, and thanks to the Sager family, they do a lot of good work for the various communities around here, and they led with that project and made sure everybody did it right, and it's really good.
So it's not under, is it under roof?
There is a roof,
They
but you
do
don't
have-
use it because I brought that up. I was like, I
That's
don't know
right.
why they built the roof. I never played
Well,
it,
they have,
but it's never been rained.
there's like 2 angled roofs,
Mhm.
and there's mats underneath.
Right.
But with the driving range, like these will be here, then they'll move them up 10 yards.
Of course,
to
just
you can keep on moving them up
for the grass. And
to
everything,
keep
yeah.
people, but it's impressive.
Yeah.
It really is.
Nice.
And it's cool because when they had the old Rookser golf course, at least they could have done is leave the range.
Right.
That's
a sad deal.
And it's just anytime a golf course closed, I was mad when the country club closed.
Yeah.
But then you knock off that 9, then you knock off, especially for kids
Yeah.
and people learning how to play.
We played
it's
a
great.
shit ton
Yeah.
at Ruxers.
And I get it where it's underwater
Right.
every other day, but
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
but you know what?
Why couldn't they have kept it? They don't even let the disc golfers play there anymore, do they? Like, it's not even a disc golf course?
I thought it is.
Is
That's
it
still open?
Is it?
They're still because I go by there. If I ride the Harley,
And they
Court,
use like the
that one.
clubhouse for like parties and stuff. They use
But
that.
you
Or
could-
COVID shots?
Yeah, back in the day.
But you
Yeah.
could have left it. You could have left the driving range open.
Yeah.
Like you could have left the driving range there because
well,
I don't
mean,
think
that would staff maybe, 2 guys? And then you get a ball machine like what we have in Huntingburg?
yeah, you pick
You know
up.
what I mean? Like you get one
well,
guy.
that's how the new one is. It has a ball machine with credit card.
I was going to say the credit card for whatever reason is a game changer. Not having to worry about having 1s or 5s that
Yeah.
aren't so crumpled up it
Right.
won't go in the damn
Exactly.
thing.
And it's just, in the overhead, you have a maintenance team that does the course anyway, as far as the mowing. And there's not much overhead. You get good balls and a good picker. And it turns into a kind of a financial
Yeah. Well,
thing for the city and whoever runs the driving range.
think about the popularity of golf to that extent of like Top Golf and what that has turned
Oh,
into.
my
Have you ever done
God.
Top Golf?
No, I haven't. But, man, you got golf, and then you got the food, then you got the beverages. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
You've
And
never done Top Golf?
No, I have not.
We
I
need
just
to
did it for
pick
the first time last year.
We need to
There we
go down
go.
to Louisville
I've never been there
with
either.
our buddy Curdy G and do just a little afternoon away to play Top Golf.
I think
I mean,
that
is
it'd
it-
be just
well, I
about
was-
as good to do the afternoon away on a rainy day on the new thing in Jasper there. Pretty cheap.
Afternoon away, rainy thing.
The simulator.
Oh,
Broken T.
Oh, Broken T. Have you done that yet?
No, I have. I've been there
Yeah.
inside of it, but that's a neat thing too. But Top Golf, was it more fun than just going out and playing?
No, but it was more fun taking my kids to.
Well, yeah, it's
like, I mean,
it's an activity.
yeah.
So what you're saying is we just need to set a tee time play
Yes.
golf. Okay.
That
I'd
would-
rather just go play golf.
right. But I can see Top Golf would be fun with a group or a party. Yeah,
Well, I get scared. I'm afraid of heights, and I drink a little bit. Some of you may know.
the upper level.
I don't know what
Like,
that,
I've seen videos
You see the
of
dude that
people
tries to
like
hit the ball
over the-
tumbling off into the
the
net.
dude that tries to hit the ball over
what's
the net.
the
if it's
tensile
possible.
strength? The tensile
I was
strength
gonna
on
say,
that
it's not
cargo
made
net
for
out
me.
front there.
Well, the one like in Indy, it's like on by the 465
Yeah.
loop. And
Oh yeah, it's
look
tall.
at that net and like,
We played in Cincinnati. It was the same way. I'm like, man, if my 2 legs go through there, who's going to get my fat ass out of here? Because I'm not going to be able to maneuver myself out.
Dave's got little bitch shit just hanging out.
Some little shit ass kid hitting my feet with a driver underneath.
the driving ranges, those are interesting. It's a
yeah.
great place to go.
We used to go to tea time in Evansville all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got nice little nifty
Yeah.
They got the
9-hole course. which is
executive
really
course.
$6.
cool. Yeah,
I was telling her the other day.
we went around like 3 times.
We were trying to find a spot to play golf the other day. We were looking around, and I'm like, "Hey, we could go down to Evansville, play at tea time, and then go grab a bite to eat or whatever, you know." And she's like, "No, I don't want to drive that far." And looked it up online. You can only walk, of course, but I mean, it's it's not that big of a course. But like as a kid, I played at tea time 100 times with my old man. Like that's where we would just run down there and play because it's such a small par 3. And I would get my ass ripped for leaving my clubs lay all the time. Every time I had a bad habit of that. Leaving
Yeah.
Wesselman's used to have the lighted par 3 over there behind
Yeah.
the stadium.
Yeah.
Yep.
Old
Yep.
stadium.
We had this will surprise you talking about leaving clubs behind. So when we played at the Die a couple weeks ago,
Oh,
there was
humble brag.
there was a legitimate
Every time.
the caddy legitimately came back and was like, "Hey, did you guys find a putter?" And we're like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, the guy I'm caddying for, like, he lost his freaking putter. Like, didn't even realize it till we got to the green up there on across the road on 17.
Now, isn't that kind of the caddy's
Job.
Not up there with the 4 caddies. They're
Well,
called 4 caddies.
okay?
They're not like caddies in this traditional sense of they're carrying your clubs. They're there to help.
They drive your
Find
car.
balls,
read,
and they're
but no.
It's just one per group,
It's
right?
just
He'll
one
hop on the
proportion.
back of a cart, right?
Yeah.
And run, and like you'll be teeing off, and he'll run down before you hit.
Because he's watching where your ball goes.
Yeah, and they know
Help.
they're awesome at that.
Yeah, and
there.
then They, you know,
Have you played up there, Kurt?
Yes.
Awesome. Humble brag.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a
Hey,
while.
he is the sports director. I mean, he's
True.
kind of white collar guy.
It was an event,
Yeah.
but a buddy of mine won it in an auction.
Oh,
Basically
yeah, cool.
Paid for it.
Yeah.
But the caddies are awesome
Yeah.
as far as finding your balls and
Cool.
and reading greens, and they'll tell you where to hit it, and then you'll be stubborn and won't hit it there, and it'll roll off the green.
And they've got, that's why
kind
we
of-
got to bring old Tyler Jordan in and have stories because he caddies up there. And just some of these people, he's like, you get guys that don't want you to talk to them. You're basically there to be their babysitter. And you got guys that are buying you beers and you're hanging out. And he's like, you're almost like you're playing with them. They want you to do like a celebrity
And you-
shot here and there.
And you have to have a caddy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
One former Major League Baseball great from this area asked that he didn't have a caddy, and they made him take a caddy.
Yeah, that would probably be everybody takes one.
Really?
Now, I've played it without having a caddy a few times, but that's
Less than humble brag.
that's
Oh, my God.
just a
I
couple
don't have
times.
to play with a caddy.
No, it's not. I
I
mean,
don't need no stinking caddy.
The
MLB
best thing
players
is like,
have to have them.
and you'll know, like 18 there, they tell you on the tee, aim for the flagpole, and you think they're full of shit.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
And you don't, you go left of that flagpole and you're down that hill.
You're
And then the
toast.
guy, and it's one thing to aim, and the other thing is to execute it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't do that very
You know what I'm
well.
saying? But
Yeah.
but it's a die thing where it tries to fool you, and you go, there's no way in hell that I should be hitting at that flag.
Nope, and that's exactly
But
where you need
anyway,
to go.
The neighbors, they
There
had got to golf with me the first time ever. They were like, "Smoker, you're aiming towards that tree. The hole's over there." I said,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
"Yeah, I know."
He's playing a shot shape.
Wait
there.
a minute. Slice.
He's playing a shot. shape.
Slice and dice.
You know,
Oh,
maybe I
man.
have to work on getting you up there again. You know, just maybe be able to make it work. And
Yeah,
You know,
to hell-
'cause-
to hell with us.
Yeah,
'Cause-
maybe
No.
you can work on getting all four of us up there. Man.
well, I don't know.
I know the director of golf operations up there. He was a pretty good dude.
Dave,
Yeah.
when did you meet Dave?
Wasn't he at the Corn Ferry?
No. You met Sween Dog.
Nope. The older gentleman, bald headed,
Oh, you're talking about Rob Coons.
Rob. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob.
Do you
What's
know
he-
Rob? He's a Jasper guy.
What's
yeah,
Rob
he
do?
used to be at Sultan's Run back
Yep,
in the day.
correct.
Yeah, Rob's a really
What's
good
Rob
guy.
do?
He's
at,
the
Ross, right?
Yeah, no, he's the superintendent of the Pete Dye.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
But
Right.
he's
so,
not the director of golf.
right. But like we could talk to Rob and he could maybe get
Maybe.
us on.
That's a firm
Hey, Rob,
no.
remember me?
It's a firm no.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably remembered you.
He was asking.
Probably that poor son of a bitch chair that we were. Those chairs were tough.
Man.
Hey, a little word of advice. At the
Yikes.
VIP.
Yeah.
the,
if you go to the VIP tent,
those chairs
you're a
were
portly
not
fella
made.
like me. They're not made for.
We were in like the FC Tucker
Wow.
tent there.
Well, FC Tucker selling a little real estate. Well, hey, what do you think we get into Brado's three big
Let's
things?
do it. That's-
Awesome.
Brado's three big things is brought to you by Merkley and Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts.
You've heard us mention it before, but Merkley & Sons is the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts. You want to know why? Well, it's simple, really. They have about damn near any meat product you could ever need. We talk about their burgers, franks, and snap dogs a lot, but the fellas carry only the best cuts of beef and pork for all your grilling and smoking needs. If there was a meat destination hall of fame, these guys are definitely in it. Head over and see them today and get what you need for your fridge or freezer.
Okay, well, here on Brado's Three Things, we forgot to tell Brado that we were recording on a Tuesday instead of a Thursday. So I'm going to go ahead and create three things that Brado would probably send if he knew that we had Curdy G in on the call tonight. Probably the first one's going to be football related. Curdy G, what could you predict the record to be of the Raiders this season?
I hope 9-0.
Yeah, hell
There's only 9 games.
Regulars.
He ripped my ass about that because I didn't do the math where it added up. I only
Oh,
had
that's
8.
what we're talking about with 9. Okay.
Yeah. So you think 9-0?
Well, I'm not going to predict them to lose. I don't want them to lose.
Okay.
nice.
Who's the out of that sectional down there? Would you say that's the toughest rated sectional in 3A?
I would venture to say yes, at least in the southern half of the state, if not all of the state.
And if you could be on the headset for a game with Coach B, what do you think it'd be like?
it'd be awesome. I'd say we're going to get this first down. We're going to win this game, and we're going to Long John Silver's. Boom. We'd be.
Is he a
we'd
big
be
Long
in-
John?
Oh,
He's a huge Long John
He
Silver's
loves.
guy.
Oh my goodness. He'll get the family pack now.
I'm all in. I'm
like
all
Steph's
in with
birthday.
Long Johns.
He wants to take her to Long John Silver's, and she will not go.
I
for any of
forget
that.
where I was at.
He loves it. One of my favorite, and there's been a few. Like he was bitching about a call, and rightfully so. I said, I haven't seen Coach B that mad since Grandy's closed.
I know what it was. We had a middle school baseball game.
Casey's fan too.
Oh yeah, he gets a half and half.
Drink, yeah.
Yeah, he does. What is it? Is it regular Coke and Diet Coke? I think he does like how people mix like half sweet tea, half regular tea.
Right.
Ooh,
I think he does like a half and half that way.
I do obviously the lemonade
with the
tea or lemonade
Arnold
Diet Coke.
Palmer there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you just say?
Lemonade and Diet Coke. I'm on the boat with him on that. It is
Never
delicious.
tried it.
Wow.
Life-changing.
Never
Get
had
a
it.
little
Try it.
pick me up there with the
Try it sometime. You'll like it.
Yeah.
or lemonade Dr Pepper.
Yeah. You'll like
Any
it.
of that stuff. Just get the little
I've never done
color in
lemonade
your.
Dr.
I do
Pepper.
not like Dr. Pepper.
But
The
yeah, that would be great. I'd love to be like on the headsets during the game just to hear. I mean, because it's a dynamic of what those guys up top see and how fast it gets relayed from up top down to Brado into the game to the.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in like 30 seconds, and they got that thing humming like a fine.
Who's our first and
machine
second game?
Heritage Hills is our first game,
in Boonville?
and then Boonville. Boonville have anything that's coming
Pretty
back?
good. They're gonna have some guys. They were young last year. They're getting new turf, so that'll be good.
Heritage Hills is that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, they're going to be good again, and they return a lot of guys. They lost a lot of guys too, but I mean, those Southridge Heritage Hills games are just wars. And
Yeah.
start off with them, and
That's a tough. Well, because I remember, was it sectional last year? They played first game of the season, didn't they? And then they met again in sectional,
yeah,
and that was a pretty epic battle.
it was a good
Second
battle.
time around.
We came back. They were up a couple of touchdowns, and they fumbled the ball deep in our territory. We went and scored right away, and there was a call where we
Yes.
crossed it across the goal line, and then the guy
Unreal.
knocked the ball, and he
Yes.
was already in, and they recovered, and that could have turned the game. I mean, he was well within the end zone. And
Terrible.
Yeah, it was, if you remember.
I
Yeah.
went to the Heritage Hills Gibson Southern game last fall, and I don't think I've ever been to a high school game that was that electric in my life.
You've seen a few.
I have, but like that game, I mean, the game was terrible. Heritage Hills blew them off the field, but the just the amount of people that were there down at the jungle,
Yeah,
insane.
I
It
think
was
they oughta-
nuts.
That's-
well,
You did that with your dad?
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
yeah.
What do we have going on? Because I was going to go, but I had something come up.
Something happened. Yeah,
And some of those,
Some come up.
a lot of
me
those
and my
are,
dad and Travis Leister were down there and watching.
those are a lot of fun. Sometimes when you don't have any skin in the game, you
No,
just wanna
just
a
go
good
watch
football game.
badass football.
and just to see the people. And,
Yeah, it
I
was
mean,
a wild
it's-
deal, man.
That's what football's amazing. like that.
IHSAA made a shit ton on that game.
Now, Pike Central dropping down to 2A, they going to be able to compete in that 2A sectional? Which one are they headed to?
Absolutely.
Well, they made a run in that 3A sectional tournament last year.
Yeah,
They won their first playoff game
It's called Momentum,
in
big
like
fella.
school history.
It's called Momentum.
Yeah, it's weird because like the behemoth out of that is Modern Day. They're up with us. Forest Park. That's the team that's going to be dangerous in Class A. They've been so close to going to Class A when Terry Wagner was there, when Ross was there. Now with Coach Riggs.
I mean, they're going to run into the North Davieses. They're going to
Yeah,
run
but-
into the Linton Stocktons. They're going to run into.
well, I think Linton's
Linton's
2A.
2A.
Oh, they are. Well,
But I
because
mean,
of success.
but in
probably.
the
No, I think
sectional,
they're a 2A school no matter what.
right,
Really?
Because they
yeah,
were
now they
2A
are.
in baseball.
Yeah,
It's like
now
the school for the whole county, isn't it?
Linton Stockton,
In Green County, like the whole
the
west part
Linton
of the county.
Miners.
well
They
take,
were always 1A, weren't they? For the
But
longest
for a while, but now they take on other people's. They recruit other people. They recruit White River Valley's people, and they recruit Shakamak's
Eastern
people.
Green, and all.
Yeah, but Forest Park is with their enrollment, and now they're down to A. you know, you got some optimism going into a tournament. You're not
Right.
dealing with Modern Day. You're not dealing with North Posey, and,
Right.
and they're going to be pretty good. So that's cool, and it'll be neat if they have a good season. And
Until they
which
get up
were,
north and have to deal with the parochial cheating.
Yeah, and they
bastards
were
that is
like they were 6-5 last
Fort
year.
Wayne and Indy and all that stuff.
Yeah. So
Will they? And they'll play that traditional 2A, 3A schedule just based on PAC.
right, they're still in the small school.
I mean, Southridge
PAC.
should win that small school.
Hey, let me
conference.
ask
Right
you-
now, they're Southridge. They might have to revamp that because Tecumseh's coming in, and with numbers like Washington moving up to a bigger school, so we may be in the big school.
Like we were talking, I don't know if anybody talked about this like the last time you were on, but what's your thoughts, real quick, before we move on?
Brado's 3 big things
Yeah.
are done, by the way. Okay,
because we screwed that
He's going to
pooch.
be pissed.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
he is, yeah.
He'll get over it. He's a good sport.
we sang happy birthday to him. It'll come out on tomorrow's episode.
Should be coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the Southridge Jasper game? What would you like to see happen there in the future? Or if you were the boss, if you were the ruler of the rules, what would you do?
Well, there's talk about the SIAC maybe giving you. There's some teams that want to get out of these conferences because they can't compete.
Right.
That just opens up a whole new can of worms.
Right.
But the SIAC might be able to give you, 2 extra games that you can play with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's, Jasper and Southridge. It's just sad that they don't play football.
I know.
Jasper and Heritage Hills, they don't play football. Those used to
Exactly.
be just crazy games.
Dog
too.
fights.
But I mean, with the SIAC, you got the 10 teams. You play 9 games. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
Well, but that's the same issue with the PAC since it went to as many teams as it did.
But no, Southridge could have non-conference games. We choose our non-conference games: Heritage Hills, Gibson, and
that's
Boonville.
right.
Yeah.
Those are
We
PAC
can-
teams, but they're in the big side.
But we decided, you know what? We need to play better teams.
Yeah.
And what that does is that locks you in. Gibson Southern's not going to screw Southridge by going and dropping Southridge and going and picking up somebody. Heritage Hills certainly isn't because it's a money game. So they just decided instead of dicking with your schedule every year,
Right.
those are going to be our locked-in games. They're going to be our non-conference games because those
Right.
are in the big school, the PAC.
Right.
But we could go play. Like if Jasper had an opening, we could drop Boonville and go play.
Because
Yeah.
we wouldn't
Jasper.
drop Gibson and Heritage Hills.
No.
Well, you could. I mean, you could drop Gibson if that meant, which you may not want to play. You might want to play Boonville.
Right.
But that was smart.
I just think it's a shame. I
It's-
really do. Like, I think that is something that like Southridge football players now will never get to experience. Like something that we like that. I mean, we always played like shit. Like we were always beat when we got off the bus. Like it was one of those things. There was always a head game for us. You know what I mean? But like some of those games, man.
well, once Coach Hanner came and
Yeah.
after that whole deal.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know,
there's
it was
sometimes
tough.
there were blowouts on either side.
Right.
And a lot of people advocated play that at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Southridge has a
second game
better
of the year. Yeah,
way to
exactly.
get some traction, and
Well, and I
get some
think-
confidence going. And
But some of that is Southridge's offense has to be tuned to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And when you would go play a Jasper squad that was more of we're going to run the power eye and we're going to be big up front and we're just going to blow things up, like that's tough for that
Well,
time.
and it was football too. I mean, let's face it. I know you don't use it as an excuse, but a 2A school playing a 4A school,
Yeah.
You're not supposed to beat them.
there's 50 extra people that they got to choose from. No, it is. I mean, and that's the facts of it of the class deal. I mean, you never thought of it when you were playing basketball. And Du Bois playing Southridge, you go beat them, or Du Bois beats you, whatever. But the facts are the facts. You got 150 more people roaming through your halls that you can find better players.
Yeah, bigger,
that's where the
bigger pond to fish.
well, that's
in.
where the modern day deal always is. They've got the same number of people in their school,
but they're pulling
but
from
they're-
every
but-
Tom, Dick, and Harry school
but
they
but
can
those
find.
but those kids are there to participate in band or to
Yeah.
participate in
Yes.
sports.
Like that's all they do.
So like I always said, if an airplane flew over Southridge's practice field and dropped 25 kids down,
Yeah.
10 of them probably pretty good.
Right.
And just that's
how
what
it
you're
works.
dealing with
Yeah.
when you're dealing with those
Well, we just hope it's not an
cheating
invasion.
people. No,
You
but-
never know what's going on.
Now, has it made a difference in that since Indiana made it to where you don't have to go to your school district as long as you can get so Richmond got in trouble because they were like bringing high school kids from Muncie down. They just rented
Well,
a house and stuck them all in, but those kids were doing a bunch of shit they shouldn't have been doing,
Well,
and nobody was watching them.
the thing about it is, it happens in Evans all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like Central, they got pilfered a couple of years ago. Their kids were playing all over. And Bossy was usually like that. If Bossy had a couple of good players, they were at Wrights or they were at somewhere. And the thing about, we don't do that here. I mean, could you imagine if we go get Forest Park's top 3 guys, or Jasper comes over to Southridge? You know what? Because Coach B and Coach Lewis, they're going to see each other. They're going to see each other at the store. They're going to see each other, playing golf.
Long John Silver's.
No,
Yeah,
Long John
John
Silver's. And it's just not. It's just not cool.
You don't
to
do
that.
that.
You don't. You
No,
don't.
but I guess what I'm saying is it made a difference in the
Oh, it
what
does.
do you call it? The ranking or the rating, the A's, the
classes. Yes.
Enrollment.
Is that what you're calling them?
Classes, yeah.
Because now it doesn't really matter, right? Because you can go anywhere. It doesn't matter what district you're part of. Does that affect the?
Well, it'll.
Well, you
make
can't
your
play
number.
football for a team. I think I just saw that mouse over there. You can't play football for a team and not be enrolled at that school. So if you're enrolled at that school, then you're automatically contributing to the
that's going off. Okay, there
to
you
the
go.
enrollment. That's where the classifications of your school is directly correlated with your enrollment.
Gotcha.
So what's
Unless you go off of like success. So like we
You win yourself, and you got to go up a class.
we
because
always
you're-
were 2A in football, and then we went, since we won state and sectionals and sectionals, then we got bumped to 3A.
And now, enrollment wise, we're 3A, but we're a very small 3A.
I think
Yeah.
we're like the second
Right.
smallest or third smallest.
Yeah,
right by
I
the
was
cutoff.
hoping, like in basketball and baseball, it would, but we were over. By
And is that
10.
based off of the high school numbers?
Yes.
So it sounds like right now kindergarten in Huntingburg doesn't have enough space. Like they've got kids
Right.
just
That's why
busting out of the window.
We're just moving up. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's almost like if you go up, you'll never
Go back down.
never come down. I mean,
Well,
because it's a good place
look
to
at-
live. It's a good place. I mean, your
So we could be
communities-
4A in the next 10 years
Oh,
just
I don't know if-
because.
I don't know. We're very. I mean,
Oh, we're very-
We'd have to have
young.
probably
Yeah.
300-400 students. More.
We would have to build a new facility if
because
we
those are.
did that.
It's like yeah.
Yeah. So what would? But I mean, Forest Park, their 4A into 2A was what, 15 years?
What do you
When
mean?
did they go to 2A? They came up to 2A, and then
They
they're
were
back
always at
down to
2A.
1. No, they were 1A. Because you remember they were in that same. They were 1A, and then they moved into 2.
No, they were always in 2A because they won the girls' state finals or went to the state finals in like '99. Is
He
2A,
would
is
he would
2A.
probably know.
Yeah,
I always
I'd
thought
say-
they were 1A.
No,
Mm-mm.
no.
No, I'm going with
Because I mean,
I have no idea,
No,
but I'm
I
just
mean,
gonna side with
they
Kurt.
were in our sectional when like the girls won.
Oh,
the
that is
state.
right. But they changed conferences when they.
Yeah, they were. They
Why
were in
did
the
I
blue
think
chip.
they were 1A?
Hard to tell.
Who knows,
Yeah,
man? Who
that's
knows?
crazy.
Hey,
We live
thanks,
in.
Brado.
Yeah.
For those.
Shit, those are still the big 3, huh?
No, we moved on from that a long time ago. Anyways, it is time for us to say goodbye. And we're going to take one more trip around the table for some final thoughts. Brought to you by Hayes Heating, Air, and Repair and our buddy Todd Hayes.
Hayes Heating, Air, and Repair of Huntingburg with our buddy Todd Hayes is a proud sponsor of the Wondering Dutchmen, and we are glad to have him on board. As we get to the end of the heat and you still have AC issues, give Todd a call. Winter is right around the corner. When was the last time your furnace was inspected for the winter? If you don't know the answer to that, then you probably should give Todd a call. If you're looking for someone for your home remodel or new construction HVAC needs, we've got the guy. Give Todd a call today at 812-683-2570 and tell them the Dutchman sent you.
All right, big fella. What say you?
Well, this has been an awesome evening of recording. Probably one of the better ones we've had in a while. A lot of engagement, a lot of fun. Kurt, anytime you want to come back, brother,
I don't know about that. You guys have good guests.
you're welcome.
You guys can carry the show.
You're welcome anytime.
By
buddy.
yourself,
you're
no
a good,
doubt about it.
Good addition to the squad. Definitely want to appreciate you coming out. Keep doing you, man. It's always a I would say breath of fresh air, but it's always good to hear you on the radio. You know what I mean? Like I'm a big 7:30 sports guy. I listen to it every day.
Do you watch the pre-show on Facebook?
Not usually because we're working. Yeah, but like we're either in transit or somebody to and from the work site there.
I catch the pre-show. I'm
Yeah,
brushing my
watch
teeth usually.
the.
He
Listen-
doesn't have to go in until 10.
Right. Listen to the report and all that
That's
stuff.
true.
And then, like I said, man,
I don't like to play the die when they're still doing.
we don't get a chance to make it out to very many football games, or if we do, if we don't, listen to the call on the radio and stuff like that, and I don't know, man, you're a legend. You're definitely a legend. And that's all I got other than thanks for coming out, brother.
I
No
think,
problem.
As before we go to smoke, I think we need to find an area to tailgate, and then that's just our thing. We'll get an area, tailgate,
Ooh.
families.
Wondering Dutchmen sponsored
We can
tailgate.
we can find a spot where we can see the field, listen to Curdy G. I don't need to be up close. But
I have a perfect spot for that.
On top of the rack.
Mm-hmm. Oh, on the roof. It's too sloped.
Yeah. Well, we're not trying to shoot anybody.
Too sloped. Good God. Hell yeah, we can figure it out, man. That's a good idea. What you got, brother?
Oh, same old same. Curdy G, thanks for coming. It was a good time. Normally we get talking about sports heavy stuff, and I don't have a damn thing
No,
to say
you're
to anybody.
awesome.
And but for some reason, you come out and first time I could have chalked it up as a fluke because it was the first and only time. This is the second time now, and I feel like I've contributed to the conversation. At least
you
in
have.
some-
It's a pop
at some
culture.
point.
It's more pop culture than it is
yeah.
sports.
So anyway, if anybody's going to drag me into the sports talk, it's going to be Curdy G. So I appreciate
Well, it
that.
definitely hasn't been us two. So.
Yeah, no, hell no. No, you guys have failed at that miserably so far.
Yep.
So thanks for that breath of fresh air, as Mace was saying. And thanks for coming out and bearing the, the
Stormy
what do they call that,
night.
gale there. Is that a gale?
Yeah, toad strangler.
Yeah, those ones.
Strangler. Big thank you to Southern Indiana Hardwoods, our friends at Celebration Ice. Again, Overboard, September 13th, 8 to 12. Curdy G said he would sing a song with Smoke during intermission.
Awesome.
I just volunteered him. I mean, that's how marketing works.
Hey, tell them about the barbecue competition. I forgot about it.
Well, I was going to get through the rest of my thank yous before we did that. But, big thank you to, now I got to get, this is,
Face ID.
yeah, this microphone.
Hashtag 7521.
Oh, my.
Hashtag Esquire.
Oh,
No
my
caddy
gosh.
needed.com 72.
Anyways, big thank you to our friends at Merkley and Sons for everything they do for us. And of course, our buddy Todd Hayes, Heating, Air, and Repair. I think he does a little Southridge Raider athletic sponsorship
he's
there
great.
for WBDC.
Yeah.
He's great.
So that makes it work. But what Big Mace was alluding to, our friends over there at St. Anthony, our buddy Nick Merkley, they're having their barbecue contest on August 17th. So that's about 2 weeks from when this comes out.
Right.
So the team's competing in 4 categories: chili, chicken, ribs, and pulled pork. They'll have prizes for the top 3 in each category, as well as top 3 positions overall. There is a people's choice. They're taking teams all the way up to Thursday, August 15th. So you would think, hey, we're running a backyard barbecue competition. They're running one. It's a competition between us. No. Go out there and check it out. It's awesome. They do chili. We don't do chili. We don't do chicken.
Yeah, we do.
We don't do
chicken.
turkey.
We don't do ribs.
Yes, we do.
We do ribs. Obviously not involved in this part of
We're
that.
running this rectangle.
Not me.
Casey.
But they're accepting teams all the way up to August 15th. So if you're interested, sign up. Go support them. We'll post some more about it, I'm sure, in the coming days. What?
We definitely don't do any of the beef. Wait a minute.
You remember he
The
showed up
pigs.
late last year? Remember that?
But he stayed till like 2 a.m.
Amen. He
Now
ran
this
that
year-
second shift.
I don't know if I've said this on the show, but Jenna was supposed to work, and she got off for that weekend because it's my birthday weekend. Probably because it's a Holland Fest. She likes a Holland Fest.
Yeah.
But
We're going to eat cake
show
at
up.
the booth again.
Maybe, but I'm going to show up on Friday, and I'm not leaving till Saturday night.
By the way, I think we need to inquire into a certain local individual that may have a motorhome that we could just park down there and rent for the weekend.
You know, here's the deal. That certain individual's motorhome's probably nicer than my house. I don't know about that.
Just ask anyways.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, just ask anyway. So anyways, that's what I got. We appreciate it. Curdy G, always good to see you. I could talk sports with you anytime since we are broadcast partners.
Yes,
I mean,
we
it's an elusive fraternity. We've played the Pete Die as well.
Elusive or exclusive?
I think he had to have a caddy, though.
Well, I'll get you out there without a caddy. It's no big deal. We'll make it work. These two tool bags. Anyways,
What you
Curdy
got,
G?
Curdy?
I just appreciate you guys having me. It's always fun. Love the show. Like I said, we don't miss it. Appreciate all what you guys do with the barbecue contest, with what you did with the Drews and everything else. And that's part of it. You know, you get a lot of listeners and a lot of followers, but that means you give back more. So, and just appreciate all that. That's really cool. I know everybody around appreciated all your help with that too. So that's neat.
Yeah, it's amazing what keeps us going back, because we'll tell people we've not missed an episode in 2 years. And it's when you hear the little things of, man, we were so like, you're a great relief for us on a Friday morning, or we were going through some shit. We listen to your show and we love it. We love being a part of it. It's tough to do it, but you know, like you're the breath of fresh air for us.
Amen.
Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I don't know. We'll have to decide.
Well,
We got to have number 3 then. Got to bring Mrs. Curdy G, though. Next.
Yeah, she love it.
She may be upset because on Wednesday we said, we're surprised she didn't come along. So if she's mad, just tell her, blame it on Big Mace.
Hey.
Who could be mad at Big Mace?
Yikes. There's always next time.
Yeah, Dutchman out.